Saturday. This is the 7th of September and I am going to go to the Scottish Yarn Festival or Wool Festival. I can't really remember what it's now called. It was Perth Festival of Yarn. I think it's Scottish Yarn Festival. So yeah, I am heading over to Perth. It's about an hour and a half away from where I am in Glasgow, but I'm all ready. Just need to put my shoes on and then we're going to go and have a look around because I have never been, because I've never been this far north. Yeah, so I thought we would go and have a look round and then see what we get up to, see what amazing stores there are going to be, and yeah, just have a good old nosy. Now I do have my eye on a couple of things because there is a crochet pattern designer there called Get Your Hook On, and she's just released they've just released a new blanket pattern, so I'm going to go and have a look at their stuff, and they've got offers on this weekend, so I'm going to go and see what they've got and maybe come away with a new crochet pattern, so we'll see. Well, I think I've made it. I've just seen there's a few ladies walking in and out, so there's not an awful lot of signage though, so I'm a little bit confused, but I'm gonna see where I need to go and then we'll have a look around.
all shopped out. I have actually filled my bag. It's heavy, but then I do have 2 books in there, so I also got podcast lanyard. Yeah, I'm heading home. It is, what is the time? Well, it's now 3:45, so it finishes at 4. It's going to take me about an hour and a half to get home ish, maybe a bit more. So once I'm back, I'll show you everything I've got, and we'll do a little film roll of all the vendors. So yeah, I'll see you at home. Right, it's the next day and it's time to go through what I got at Scottish Yarn Festival yesterday. So I only took this bag. I did have a project in here as well and my lunchbox. So I said that I would only, if it didn't fit, it weren't coming home. I've said that before, but everything did fit in this bag. It's actually quite a big bag. It's very heavy, but there are 2 books in here. So I tried my best to not buy yarn, and then things just started screaming at me to buy them. So yeah, there's a few, but not as much as I might normally get. I focused more on patterns this time around. So shall we have a look? Okay. Oh, this is actually really cool. This is one of the first stalls in the show. Let me, actually, I took a picture. So I'm going to put a picture up of the map of the show. And what I did is I worked my way around the outside ring first. Then went back on myself to do the inside ring. And that way I'd seen everybody that I know. I'd spoken to everybody. And I'd had a really good look then as well at everything. So then I went back around and started getting the little purchases that I want. I think I actually lapped it maybe 4 times. And that's before I went to get some lunch. and then I lapped it one final time to say goodbye to everybody, and pick up any little extra bits that I wanted to get. And then, yeah, so then I came home. So anyway, the first stall, this is not in the order that I bought everything. It's just what I'm grabbing out of the bag. The very first stall on your left as you came in was this one. Do you know? Now, it looks like paper, but it's not. So it's actually made from fibre, so like leftovers, but it's all compressed and made into what looks like a paper or card, like a handmade paper. So I picked up a sheet. It's in plastic. Let me take it out. It's a sheet of effectively paper, but it's condensed, like compressed fibres. I don't know if you can see the texture in there. I just realised there's a shadow from my phone. Because it's nice and light out today, but yeah, there's a nice texture in there. Now it says this product disassembles once in contact with water. So now I've bought this because my husband is a printer and I want him to try and print on it. Now obviously he can't use water-based inks because it says it disassembles, so it's gonna be interesting to see what he can do with that. And considering that some paper is really expensive, it was expensive because it's a sheet of paper, but when you think about the process, it's not actually that expensive. So anyway, I'm going to pop that back in the bag and put that to one side. So yeah, so it's a recycled product, which I just thought was really cool and completely different to what I've seen before. So yeah, that was that one. I actually picked up 3 things from the merch stall, and the first one being this. So Nickipriowicz's new book, which has mosaic charts. Now you can use these charts for both knitting and crochet. So, and I also think they might be suitable for Tunisian mosaic crochet, because I know that Anna has done that as well. So yeah, I'm going to have a good look through the charts in there and see if I can put any of those to good use. And then next time I see Anna, I have to get her to sign it, because she signed all of my books that she's written. I also picked up a copy of the Innis shawl, which is a mosaic pattern. Is it just normal mosaic or is it Tunisian? I think it's just your standard overlay mosaic. Didn't actually look at the pattern itself, but it's crochet. There's a chart in here. I will read it properly later. Doesn't say anything about Tunisian hooks, so I think it's just crochet. But yeah, it's been designed using the Scottish Yarn Festival 4-ply, which is 80% Shetland and 20% Cheviot. It's a bit too toothy for me, too rustic to put against my skin, but I did enjoy having a good squish. And then lastly, I got myself a patch of the new logo, so I can put that with the rest of my patches, because I actually have all of the, when it used to be called Perth Festival yarn, I have all of the Perth Collab Club yarn from at least the first and second year. So yeah, that's going to go with that, because they all had patches with them. I also got, this is Autumn Winter 2023 of Morit, and I picked this up because it's reminding me of the autumn, and everything in here is just autumnal colours and texture and all the coziness. So yeah, I'm looking forward to working up some of those. I also, another pattern, I picked up the Wee Sheepies cushion, which is by Midge Porter Design. So it's a design for a square, which includes a sheep in the middle. And I've got so much acrylic yarn, or even just hand-dyed yarn. So I'm going to have a go at making up lots of squares to make a new project. What else do I have in here that is paper based? I haven't actually shown you my podcaster lanyard that Eva gave me when I arrived. So that meant that if people saw me filming or taking photos, then they knew why, at least. So that's quite nice to have. And I actually picked up the Morit magazine. I picked up from the Ginger Twist stall, and I also got some sewing labels, and they say original and bespoke, so I've got 3 of each, I think, in there. I think there's 6 labels, and this is so I can put them in my makes, because actually I've got a jumper and I look at it every time and I have to work out what the front and the back is, so these are really handy to put into the back, and it's something a little bit different as well, so it's not just like a handmade label. What else do we have? Oh, from Midge Porter, I also picked up, I think it was Midge Porter, I picked up a set of stitch markers, because one is a sheepy with the Scottish flag and one is the thistle. So I thought that was really sweet and a nice way to mark my start in Scotland. So I think I'm going to see what that is in a second, because I can't remember. I also got some butterfly stitch markers from Moffy and the Squid. So each one is different. I think these match one of her advents that she did. I think it was her. She does a lot that are all, a lot of her yarns are based on butterflies or image, and she links everything to images she can find in nature and stuff like that. So I think that's really cool. Ah, this is a stitch marker as well. I think I picked this up from Woolly Tangle.
Yeah, I think so. I don't really remember, but that's where I think I got it from. And it's a terrarium. It's listed as a zipper pull because it's got a big clasp on it. But I might change it to a smaller hook and then use it as a stitch marker. It's quite a nice size. So that's what was in there. And finally, we were on to yarn. So first off, I got this. It's so silky and soft. It is 50% superwash merino and 50% silk. It's DK. It is called Hocus Pocus and it is from Ginger Twist Studio. And it's just, yeah, it's so moody. It's got like some dark teals in there. It's mostly grey or black. And there's some lighter flecks in there as well, some grey, light grey. So yeah, and it's just super soft. There were so many lovely colorways, and I think just because this was the first one I picked up and it said Hocus Pocus, I was like, I actually really enjoyed that film, the first one. So yeah, and it's coming up to autumn and Halloween, so I figured I would grab one of those. Then I also have a skein from Woolly Tangle. Now this one actually says on the label Winter Valley Batch, and then it's got the number. It's 4-ply fingering weight, 75% superwash merino and 25% nylon. However, there were quite a lot that looked very similar, and this was the only one that had a different name. The rest were all something to do with shawl. But they were all very similar colours, and obviously they all had different batches. But I saw the golds and the teals and the turquoise and the blue. Yeah, and I just needed it. I'm hoping this would do like a one skein shawl project perhaps, because I just want to see all of those colours work together. I think there was a sock sample up and it kind of like stripes, like single stripes, so that'll be really interesting to see. Then I also got 2 skeins from Moffy and the Squid. So I've just shown you, I've got a DK skein from Ginger Twist, a fingering weight skein, so sock weight 4-ply from the Woolly Tangle, and then I got 1 DK from Moffy and the Squid, which is called Magpie, and it does look like a magpie. And I picked that up because I have been seeing a lot of magpies in our garden, so I wanted to make something to represent that. So that is DK, and then this one is My Life is Lava, and I ummed and ahed over getting this in the DK or in the Aran. Now I got it in Aran, which is mostly reds, pinks, and then black. There are some oranges in it, but you have to dig for them. So I think it's just the way the skein has been wound up like this. However, the DK skeins, you could see the bright orange in them more clearly, so that's why I was umming and ahhing, because I quite like the pops of orange, but I think there are some in here, it's just hidden within. So I want to make this into a hat and then maybe put a black pom-pom on the top just to finish it off. So there's that one, and I also got a free mini skein. So it just says free mini skein. And oh, I haven't even told you the yarn content. So Moffy and the Squids are all 75% superwash merino and 25% nylon. Well, actually, it doesn't say superwash merino. It says, this one says 75% merino and 25% nylon. It says superwash treated for the DK. The Aran is 100% merino, and again it says superwash treated. That's that one. And then the mini skein is, I think it's 4-ply. It doesn't say on the label, but I think it's 4-ply. and it is again 75% merino, 25% nylon, and superwash treated. Now I think this is the colourway Peacock, which I was also eyeing up, but I couldn't decide, and I was like, I'm just gonna get two because I don't need it. But this one reminded me of Peacock, so I grabbed that one as well. So that was free one. And I also picked up, so Becky of Ammo Yarn was doing a Scottish Yarn Festival exclusive. I should have got two. I might message her and ask her if she can put aside another one for me, and that will be a giveaway prize. So we'll see. Yeah, and it's just so much fun. The colours are so fun. Got blue, green, yellow. Yeah, I just like it. It's really fun. So this is DK, and it is merino nylon 75/25, and it's just SYF24 from Ammo Yarn. Becky is actually local to me, so yeah, I'm gonna see if she minds me grabbing another one as a prize. So yeah, those are the skeins, and I had to stop by Eden Cottage Yarn because I picked up loads of yarnlings, which are, I think they're 5-gram balls of yarn. I picked loads up the last time I saw her at EAYF, but I actually picked up only 10 with the premise that all of my friends would get a random mini ball. So this time I picked up 20. Now, I'm not going to show you all now. I'm going to pour them out and take a photo because otherwise I'm going to lose them all. Let me just grab a handful. So most of them are sparkly, and I did get duplicates of some of them, but I'm going to put my ball that was left over from EAYF with these, and I'm going to put them into something together. There was a really lovely cow. I did take a picture, so I will link the pattern below as well, because I think I'm going to grab that and do these in that. Do that in these. Because it's just round and round and round. It's just stocking out. So yeah, I think that's going to be really fun to work out. So that is everything I picked up from the Scottish Yarn Festival 2024. I had a really lovely time. I had loads of really lovely conversations with people that I already knew. And then I think I stood at Becky's stand, Ammo Yarn, and I was about to take video, and a lady came up to me and told me that she'd made 2 hexie cardigans and I was wearing mine. And then we just had a really lovely conversation. It turns out she's from Hertfordshire and has family up here, so she was visiting and added the show into her visit list as well. But yeah, she was like, maybe you'll see me at the next show. So yeah, it was just really lovely having a chat, and it turns out she's a teacher as well. So yeah, such a small world, but there we go. Yeah, I had a really lovely time. Had amazing pizza. It really was amazing. And now I want more pizza. I also had a really lovely chat with Abby McIntyre, who is Get Your Hook On, over on Instagram, because she is a mosaic crochet designer. I think I've done one of her patterns, but I also have the Sholak, which is hers, ready to go. And I was eyeing up her Coven blanket pattern, which is new, but that's not coming out for another 2 weeks. Now, she was giving everybody a discount code at the event to purchase her patterns rather than have physical patterns to sell on the day. So I spoke to her about the Coven one, and she said to wait until that one's released and I can still use that code. So that was really lovely of her. So yeah, I'm gonna end up with another blanket pattern as well. Just to add to my list of things to do. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this little yarn show tour with me, or visit, and I'll see you all again for the next one. Take care.
Bye.